of my rape versus your rape. Where are TMC's women warriors? The horrors of Sandeshkhali.
The horrors of Sandeshkhali, an obscure little village in Bengal, now making national headlines. And I'm going to tell you every aspect of what is really involved in this truly unsettling and troubling story, the hypocrisies it exposes in our political class, and so much more. I'm Shiv, this is 5Live. Here are the headlines first. Centre versus Bengal government escalates after Sandeshkhali women dole out shocking rape testimonials by Trinamool cadres. BJP ups the ante, hits the streets in protest. Farmers continue on the warpath. Violent clashes continue at parts of Delhi's borders. Centre urges dialogue, cautions farmers to stay away from politics and confrontation. Meanwhile, Rahul Gandhi's MSP guarantee backfires. India Today shows you a 2010 Parliament reply which shows the Congress-led UPA government rejecting the Swaminathan report which had recommended precisely this. It's a big U-turn 14 years later. No answers from the Congress. Prime Minister Modi inaugurates Abu Dhabi's largest Hindu temple in a couple of hours from now. Spread across 27 acres, 10 deities will adorn the BAP Swaminarayan Mandir. It's a 3-hour ceremony that begins at 6 p.m. Are the Gandhis exiting Uttar Pradesh? 5-time Lok Sabha MP Sonia Gandhi to enter the Rajya Sabha files nomination from Rajasthan seat, will not be contesting from her home bastion of Rai Bareli in UP. I would go ahead and guess that most people hadn't even heard of the tiny Bengal village of Sandeshkhali in North 24 Parganas district. Why would you? It, like millions of other villages in this country, is obscure, not particularly noted for anything. But today it's making national headlines. In fact, it's on the boil, because local women in this little village in Bengal have been narrating for days and months now stories of horrific sexual exploitation, rape and torture by Trinamool leader Sheikh Shahjahan and his henchmen. The women of Sandeshkhali allege that local women were chosen, taken to Trinamool party offices at night after night, and released only after Trinamool leaders were satisfied. Meanwhile, politics, as you can imagine, has been exploding over this issue. A day after BJP supporters clashed with the police in Bashirat, BJP's leader in the state also was injured earlier today amidst a scuffle with the police and was admitted to a hospital. Finally, this story makes national headlines. Here's what we know so far.
TMC men forcibly take women. Women raped at TMC office the entire night. Husbands beaten up if women resist. Testimonies of horror from the women of Sandeshkhali. The restive Bengal village is witnessing an outpouring of anger. Locals are now speaking out against TMC Neta Sheikh Shahjahan and his aides.
অত্যাচার হতো, মেয়েদেরকে তুলে নিয়ে যেত, বৌদিকে তুলে নিয়ে যেত, নিয়ে গিয়ে হচ্ছে কি মিটিংয়ের নাম করে তুলে নিয়ে গিয়ে করতো, টর্চার করতো, কাকে রান্না করাবে, কাকে এ করবে, ভালো ভালো মেয়েদের দেখে হচ্ছে কি ভিতরে রাখবে।
হ্যাঁ, মানে মহিলাদের উপরে প্রচুর পরিমাণে অত্যাচার করা হতো। যেমন রাতের বেলা মহিলাদেরকে তুলে নিয়ে যাওয়া হতো বাড়ির থেকে পার্টি অফিসে। আবার হচ্ছে মিটিং মিছিলের জন্য যখন তখন ডেকে পাঠাতেন। রাত নেই, 10টা নেই, 12টা নেই, যখন ডাকবে তখন যেতে হবে। না যদি যেত তাদের স্বামীদেরকে তুলে নিয়ে গিয়ে পার্টি অফিসে কোদালের ব্যাট দিয়ে মারধর করা হতো। এমনকি ছোট ছোট বাচ্চা শিশুদেরকেও 14-15 বছর বয়সী বাচ্চা শিশুদেরকে নিয়ে গিয়ে তাদের হাতে মদের বোতল এবং পিস্তল ধরিয়ে দিত যে রাজনীতিতে করতেই হবে, পড়াশুনো করে কি হবে দিদি, তোদের জন্য তোর মাদের লক্ষ্মীর ভাণ্ডার দিচ্ছে, বোনেদের কন্যাশ্রী দিচ্ছে, এত কিছু প্রকল্প দিদি তোদের জন্য দিচ্ছে, কিন্তু তোরা যদি রাজনীতি না করিস তাহলে তোদের বাড়িতে তোর মা বাবাকে খুন করা হবে, মার্ডার করা হবে, এইসব প্রশংসা করে তাদেরকে তুলে নিয়ে গিয়ে তাদেরকে
আমরা ভোট দিতে যাব, ভোট আমরা না দিলেও ওরা গায়ের জোরে ভোটটা নিয়ে নেয়। ভোট এখানে ছিল মেরে ছাপ্পা ভোট ছিল মেরে জোর করে ছাপ্পা ভোটটা নিয়ে নেওয়া হয়, হাতের থেকে কেড়ে নিয়ে নেয়।
আমাদেরকে বাড়ি থেকে যখন ইচ্ছা তখন ডেকে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে মিটিং মিছিলে। আমরা বাড়িতে যখন রান্না বসিয়েছি, রান্না ছেড়ে দিয়ে আমাদেরকে যেতে হচ্ছে মিটিং। আমাদের এই জমি জায়গাগুলো আমাদেরকে আকাশ থেকে কেড়ে নিয়েছে, জোর জবরদস্তি করে আমাদের বাড়ি থেকে তুলে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে। আমরা প্রতিবাদ করতে গেলে আমাদের বাড়ি এসে বেটা ছেলেদেরকে হুমকি দেখাচ্ছে, মেয়েদেরকে হুমকি দেখাচ্ছে।
টাকা চাইলে মারধর করে। আমরা গরিব মানুষ, আদিবাসী জাত, আমরা খেতে পাই না, করতে পারি না। জানে যে অভিনেত্রীকে তো পাত্তাই পাওয়া যায় না, ওর জীবনে আসে না, ভোট নিয়ে গেছে যা আর আসেনি।
নোংরা কাজ আমাদেরকে দিয়ে করায়নি। ওই মিটিংয়ে ডাকে, ধরো আজকে সন্ধ্যে 7টার সময় ডাকলো, মিটিংয়ে এসো, সবাই গেলাম মিটিংয়ে। মিটিংয়ে গিয়ে মিটিং হলো, সেখানে এখানে ভোট দিতে হবে, ওখানে ভোট দিতে হবে। কেন শিবু হাজরার ওই তো ঘের করেছে, একটা জল যাওয়ার রাস্তা নেই। আমরা গরিব মানুষ, আমাদের একটা জল যাওয়ার রাস্তা নেই।
আমরা কাদের কাছে যাব? পুলিশ প্রশাসনের কাছে তো যাব, তো পুলিশ প্রশাসন তো আমাদের কথাই শুনছে না, আমাদের বিরুদ্ধে উল্টা আমাদেরকে কেস করছে। নয়তো আমাদের 2-3 এক জায়গায় বসে গল্প করলে আমাদেরকে তুলে নিয়ে যাচ্ছে।
Sexual assault, husbands beaten up, land illegally snatched away. Women of Sandeshkhali have had enough of Sheikh Shah Jahan's reign of terror. Sheikh Shah Jahan is a close aide of arrested Bengal minister Jyotipriya Malik, who's currently in jail. Shah Jahan himself has been absconding since 5th January, since an ED team went to raid his home in connection with Russian scam.
It has came to know that the main thing that the 3 leaders, local leaders of Trinamool Congress is adjoined in this crime, and the local women are protesting that they are not feeling safe and they were being heckled by them, as they are alleging that the lands, the farming lands were also taken away from them.
On ground, the BJP is upping the ante against Mamta Banerjee government. State BJP chief Sukanta Majumdar was injured during protest. The BJP claims that he was forcibly taken into custody and injured in the process.
আমাকে কাগজ দেখান, আমাকে হাউস অ্যারেস্ট করছেন, কাগজ দেখান। আপনি হাউস অ্যারেস্ট চেষ্টা করেছে গাড়ি স্টার্ট করে, গাড়ি আচমকা টেনে নিয়ে যাওয়ার জন্য, যাতে আমি পড়ে যাই। একদম পুলিশ চেষ্টা করছে মারার জন্য, কালকেও ঢিল মেরেছে পুলিশ।
From West Bengal to Delhi, the political fight is only escalating.
जहां पे पुलिस बल के शस्त्र तो झुक जाते हैं, महिलाओं के साथ बलात्कार होता है, जनजातीय समुदाय की महिलाओं को प्रताड़ित किया जाता है, लेकिन टीएमसी के गुंडों के पास अस्त्र शस्त्र होते हैं, बंदूकें होती हैं।
नहीं, देखिए, महिला पर कहीं भी अत्याचार होता है वो दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है और वो निंदनीय है। उस पर जांच होनी चाहिए, जो कुछ कार्रवाई करनी है कानूनी तौर से कार्रवाई होनी चाहिए, इसका राजनीतिकरण नहीं होना चाहिए।
जिस तरह से संदेशखाली को लेकर,
किसको लेकर?
संदेशखाली को बिंदु क्या कहना?
स्मृति ईरानी को कौन सीरियसली लेता है?
Meanwhile, State Governor C.V. Ananda Bose visited Sandeshkhali on 12th February and interacted with women who pleaded with him for justice.
I could see desperate women not knowing what to do, whom to contact. It was frustration all around. What I heard was something which I should never have heard. What I saw was something which I do not like to see again.
Chief Minister Mamta Banerjee has said arrests have been made and a committee formed to probe the allegations in Sandeshkhali. With Anirban Sinha and Rajesh Saha, Bureau Report, India Today.
Now, it's impossible to report what's happening in Sandeshkhali in Bengal without going down to the ground, even though it is known to be treacherous, it's known to be dangerous. India Today's ground reports from Sandeshkhali reveal the Trinamool strongman's reign of fear and reign of terror. This man, Sheikh Shahjahan, is still absconding. He's been absconding since the 5th of February. He disappeared after his goons confronted and clashed with the Enforcement Directorate in a separate case in Sandeshkhali. Locals in Sandeshkhali narrate the horror of women facing gender crimes, rape, brutality and torture against them, not just for the last few days, but for a long time now. Locals also revealed that their lands have been forcibly taken away without compensation paid to them. Take a look at what our reporters found on the ground.
The National Women Commission of India is right now visiting the Sandeshkhali village of West Bengal, North 24 Parganas. As we all know that the situation has unfolded in the Sandeshkhali as the women of the villages. This village has started protesting few days back where they were protesting against that they were being harassed and they were faced many difficulties from the TMC's close aid, the local leaders. Mainly the name is coming in of Sheikh Shahjahan, as well as another two name is coming in the Sandeshkhali incident. And after that, right now the National Women Commission is visiting the place and the nearby villagers, as well as the women, those who are complaining against the thing that has happened before with them, is right now here with the team, and the women are all, at least 30 plus women were out of their home and they were complaining in front of the National Commission delegation. The two members delegations is right now visiting over the Sandeshkhali village right now, and we will try to figure it out that what has happened. Actually, we had to talk with the villagers as well as every people. They were all complaining about that they were being harassed, as well as they were being felt that they were not safe in the villages, as well as you can see those women, those who are protesting against those three leaders. The close aid of Trinamool Congress has gone up, and the situation unfolded, the things that violence has unfolded in Sandeshkhali, as well as right now the National Women Commission, two delegation members are visiting the place. And it is to be stated that the National Women Commission will handle the situation right now, and also the police is investigating the matter, that what has happened from last few years with villagers of this village as well as with the women of this village. With camera person Adhukar Ghosh and Anirban Sinha for India Today, Sandeshkhali.
And simultaneously, Sandeshkhali is just simmering. We can see a huge scuffle between Shukanta Mujumdar, his partymen, and other police personnel. Shukanta Mujumdar, fall on the bonnet of the car. Now a huge scuffle, absolutely a ruckus-like situation, and police and his security guard putting him inside. We can see that several police and of course police personnel and supporters have been pushed inside this particular, this hotel.
Amazingly, most Trinamool leaders have been silent, save for a couple of boilerplate placeholder statements that have just been made because of the huge media pressure, led, of course, now by India Today. But we managed to catch the Trinamool MP from Basirhat, which is the area that Sandeshkhali falls under in Bengal. Here's what Nusrat Jahan told India Today.
At this critical juncture, let's refrain from instigating or provoking others and instead unite to support the administration. The state government is tirelessly aiding the locals, and as an elected representative, as an MP of the area, I am maintaining regular communication with the authorities. Whatever is needful is being done. So it is very crucial that we all need to avoid politicizing the situation. And I believe my role is to quell the flames, not stoke them. So let's all come together and cooperate with the administration and allow them to perform their duties.
But the man right in the middle of all of this, viewer, is this guy. This man you see on your screen is Sheikh Shah Jahan. He's a Trinamool Zilla Parishad leader. He's the president of the Sandeshkhali Trinamool unit. He's a close aide of Bengal Minister Jyoti Priyo Malik. Very powerful guy. The reign of terror is allegedly his idea. Supporters of this man attacked Enforcement Directorate team on January the 5th. And he has been absconding, missing. Nobody knows where he is. Imagine that, since January the 5th, when that Enforcement Directorate happened. That was, of course, a separate issue altogether. But now, this reign of terror at the hands of Sheikh Shah Jahan have come to the fore. But no justice has been done just yet. Nobody knows where he is yet. Forget about arrest. I want to go straight across now to Sandeshkhali in West Bengal, where India Today's Ritik Mondal is reporting. Ritik, have any arrests been made so far? Sheikh Shah Jahan is still absconding. The sort of customary statements have been made finally by Trinamool leaders, including Mamata Banerjee. But has any action been taken? These women have been complaining about this for days and weeks together.
Well, Shiv, be it the police or the ruling party Trinamool Congress, both they are maintaining silence about the whereabouts of this kingpin, the mastermind behind ED officials attack. One man back in Sandeshkhali, that is Sheikh Shah Jahan, the strong man for the party, is still absconding. Though one of his close aide has been arrested, a local BJP leader has also been arrested with several charges. But question still remains because locals, how they are alleging, and these are the women, we have their testimonies, and they were at the receiving end of their cruelty led by TMC leaders and his close aide. As per the Sheikh Shah Jahan is concerned, the local administrations, they are saying that he is still absconding, but at a time when this entire vicinity of Sandeshkhali, the beautiful part of the Bengal, is boiling, the local, particularly women, are stating in front of media and particularly India Today how they were subjected to crime, how they were subjected to heinous atrocities led by these leaders. And when they took the courage to lodge a complaint to the local administration, they refuse to take action. Having said that, amid a situation when situation is seemingly that went out of hand, police took some initiative. A 10-member all-women special cop team has been formed to inquire, to investigate such allegations. Those are raised by local women. Now we have been told that in last couple of days, several women got the courage to narrate their stories and their horrifying stories to the police and the officials. There are several complaints have been related to their to atrocities to women have been narrated and lodged in front of the cops. But having said that, at a time when oppositions are alleging that there is absolute lawlessness in Sandeshkhali, there is no whereabouts of this the main culprit, the main accused person, that is Sheikh Shah Jahan. Where is Sheikh Shah Jahan is? Question still remains. In parts of, let me just leave you with this remark that in parts of Sandeshkhali, even today, that the prohibitory order under section 144 are still being imposed.
Okay, Ritik, thanks very much for getting us the latest on that. So prohibitory orders still very much in force in Sandeshkhali. And joining us live now on India Today is Governor of West Bengal, Anando Bose, who visited Sandeshkhali recently. He had a chance to see for himself what was happening there. Governor, sir, welcome. Thank you for giving us your time and taking our questions. You were in the village of Sandeshkhali recently, sir. You met with the women who've been protesting, the ones who went on a rampage. The women even, apparently met with you, calling you their brother. What did they tell you in those conversations, and what did you see, sir?
I could see desperate women not knowing what to do, whom to contact. It is a frustration all around. What I heard was something which I should never have heard. What I saw was something which I do not like to see again. The honor of women were at stake. Forcible oppression of women, outraging their modesty, intimidating them, not only them, their family, their parents. It was certainly not a happy situation there. There is a fear psychosis all around. When I went there, I could see hundreds and hundreds of my sisters on the road. They were all wailing. They were looking for some support from somewhere. What they wanted was peace and justice. Shanti. That was a recurring word there. They were harassed, not once, but many times. This has been a recurrent action there. There is no law and order there. That was what they felt. And the situation was very gruesome. I was really touched by the emotional fervor which was there. They told me, all that we want is protection for our dignity, our honor. We don't want anything else. We want peace in society. We want harmony, which was there. Of late, we are under the control of the goons and the gangsters. This was a refrain that I heard everywhere.
Governor, do you think the measures taken by the Mamata Banerjee government have been enough? I'm asking you very objectively from what you saw on the ground, because Mamata Banerjee has said, some arrests have been made and justice will be done. Do you think the government has done enough and in a timely fashion, sir?
As governor, I am yet to arrive at my own judgment. This is not a blame game now.
Yeah.
Mine was not a fact-finding or a fault-finding exercise, but a fact-finding exercise. I have understood what happened there. As to who are the culprits, I have yet to make up my mind. I heard a lot of allegations against A, B, and C. I was also told that the state government is responsible for this. But before I, as governor, make a judgment on that, I have to take into account the government's version also. I'm waiting for the government's report.
That is completely fair, Governor. I want to ask you about the man who is being accused of this reign of terror in Sandeshkhali. Sheikh Shahjahan is his name. He's a local Trinamool leader. He's been absconding for 40 days, sir. His supporters, as you well know, had attacked the enforcement directorate team. Most people find it shocking that he is still missing. Shouldn't the government be focusing on getting him?
4 or 5 names were repeatedly mentioned by the victims to me. This particular name was given as a kingpin of the whole gangsters. But as a governor, I do not want to discuss criminals in this interaction. I will form my opinion, and in my confidential instruction to government, I will mention clearly who, according to me, is responsible and action against whom should be taken.
Governor, by virtue of being India's only current woman chief minister, in your view, should Mamata Banerjee have been more proactive, gone down to Sandeshkhali, met the women and done more than she has so far, sir?
I leave it to her what course of action she would like to undertake. I will certainly insist on constitutional proprieties observed there. The rest is her field, her freedom. I do not want to enter into that. I expect action from the government, and action should be there.
Governor of West Bengal, Ananda Bose, thank you very much for taking my questions here on India Today. We will, of course, be following that investigation. Sandeshkhali, an obscure little village in West Bengal's North 24 Parganas, making national headlines. Who would have thought? But after simmering in the dark corners of the national media for days, it is finally, as you can see, a big national headline. It was my lead story today. The story is horrifying. Multiple women in the village have been alleging for months that local Trinamool Congress leaders have been orchestrating a campaign of rape, brutality and abuse. The alleged kingpin of Sandeshkhali's reign of horror is Trinamool leader Sheikh Shahjahan, who incredibly has been absconding since January the 5th, after the enforcement directorate separately began a crackdown against him. The traumatized women of Sandeshkhali were so enraged by lack of action, they did something that most would consider suicidal in rural Bengal. They marched against the ruling Trinamool strongmen. Armed with brooms and sticks, they attacked, vandalized and set fire to properties linked to Sheikh Shah Jahan and his aides Shiva Prasad Hazra and Uttam Sardar. It took this dangerous and desperate measure for the story to spread beyond the tiny confines of Sandeshkhali, and even then it took 5 whole days until the national media took note, and I count myself in that. Viewer, all stories of rape that manage to make it to the news headlines like this one make it because someone made it political. India sees an average of 30,000 rapes reported each year, but only those that either involve prominent persons or are politically inflammable ever reach a wide audience. If the accused belongs to a certain party, the issue invariably becomes a national story, thanks to the rival party in that case. In Sandeshkhali, for instance, it is the BJP that has pounced on the issue with all hands. With the national spotlight finally on the Bengal village, there will hopefully now be a full and fair investigation into the terrible allegations of rape and torture. But this isn't about the politicization of the alleged horror in Sandeshkhali. This is about the hypocrisy that it once again reveals in our politicians. In this case, Bengal's ruling Trinamool Congress. Mamata Banerjee, who has in the past very rightly displayed her anger and righteous indignation over rape allegations, had to practically be goaded into a reaction this time. Mamata Banerjee, India's only current woman chief minister, had only the usual placeholder comments to make. None of that famous Durga avatar that she is so famous for on display. A leader who has made it a point of remarkable and admirable principle to deploy women leaders on the local and national stage, suddenly a shadow of her former well-known self, all because the rape-accused leaders are from her party. Only an investigation and courts will decide what really happened in Sandeshkhali and the truth of the allegations made. And remember, even a BJP leader has been arrested in this case. But it has already become a blot on Mamata's party, the ruling party, because of how much she has literally made women power her calling card her entire life. What separates Mamata from other parties? It is the fist-shaking Didi that constantly reminds her enemies and friends how she is the brave custodian of women's safety. It is for this reason why the fires of Sandeshkhali burn a little angrier than they would anywhere else. Let's be clear. No party is off the hook where it comes to initially being soft on rape accused in their ranks. Whether it is the BJP on Kuldeep Sengar and Brij Bhushan Sharan Singh, or the Congress on Mewaram Jain or Babulal Nagar, all parties instinctively see issues like these as my rape versus your rape. Let me repeat, no exceptions. But Mamata Banerjee is still different because of the higher standard on women power that she constantly professes for herself and her party. In Sandeshkhali, the main accused, Sheikh Shah Jahan, is amazingly still nowhere to be found. Think about that, viewer, for a moment. He's been absconding for over 40 days in Didi Raj. Mamata Banerjee, who never fails to revel in her public image as Durga, the angry, no-nonsense destroyer and protector, must know how Sandeshkhali seems to diminish her. In a country that has been infamous globally for the number of rapes it records each year, it's time for netas, parties and leaders to exorcise selective politics and response from women's safety. There must no longer be any my rape versus your rape. Keep watching 5Live. Coming up on the other side, farmers continue on their warpath on Delhi's borders. Violent clashes continue in some locations. We'll take you straight there to show you what's happening.
इतने हैं कि किताब लिख दूं, सब्र इतना है कि एक अल्फाज भी ना कहूं। एक बार फिर वो वक्त आ चुका है जब मिलना है हमें और आपको। साहित्य के सितारों का महाकुंभ अब होने जा रहा है सिटी ऑफ जॉय कोलकाता में। डेट नोट कीजिए फटाफट।
17 और 18 फरवरी स्वभूमि द हेरिटेज प्लाजा कोलकाता। फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर।
साहित्य के सितारों का महाकुंभ अब होने जा रहा है सिटी ऑफ जॉय कोलकाता में। आप सबसे वहां होगी मुलाकात, तो इंतजार किस बात का, तारीख नोट कर लीजिए।
17 और 18 फरवरी स्वभूमि द हेरिटेज प्लाजा कोलकाता। फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर। मिलिए जसबीर जस्सी से। साहित्य आज तक कोलकाता में लाइव। फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर। उनसे साहित्य आज तक कोलकाता में लाइव। फ्री एंट्री के लिए अभी रजिस्टर करें www.aajtak.in/साहित्य पर या मिस्ड कॉल दीजिए 9310330033 पर।
किसान का बेटा ही है जो देश को की सरहदों पर उसकी रक्षा करता है। तो आप किसान की बात क्यों नहीं सुनते? यार हमारे देश की कैपिटल है, अगर कोई वहां पर जाके अपनी बात करना चाहता है तो आप क्यों डरते हैं? अरे बात कीजिए, आपके देश का किसान है, ये वही किसान है जो गांधी जी के साथ तुरा था, ये वही जो इंडियन नेशनल आर्मी बनाई थी जनरल मोहन सिंह, ये वही किसान है। अरे बात सुनिए, ये कोई किसी के दलाल नहीं है, ये किसान है, ये खुद कुर्बानी करते हैं। तो इनके साथ टकराना तो बिल्कुल नहीं चाहिए। किसी को इसका दिमाग खराब होगा जो इनके साथ।
जिस प्रकार से पंजाब सरकार का उसमें उसको उकसाने के लिए लगा लो या उनका अपना आंदोलन बढ़ा लिया उन्होंने अपना। और आज के आप जितने बयान भी देख लो, सारे आम आदमी पार्टी के जो लोग हैं उनके बयान है सारे के सारे। और मैं समझता हूँ कि इसके पीछे इस प्रकार की एक पॉलिटिक्स है, आप देख भी रहे सारी के सारी। तो उन लोगों का एक ध्येय है, वास्तविकता में किसान के हित की बात नहीं है। किसान के हित के लिए तो सरकार स्वयं चिंतित है और सरकार काम कर रही है।
We are at Shambhu border where we can see higher number of farmers as compared to yesterday. Just look at the smoke. Haryana police is continuously targeting the protesters and firing the tear gas shells. Just look at this tear gas shell which fell below the road where the farmers have gathered. Now the police is targeting the farmers who are standing in the middle of this field located on both sides of the national highway. The farmers on the other are also making efforts to stop the impact of the smoke of the tear gas shells. The farmers are spraying water on the smoke. Higher number of farmers have gathered today as the number of farmers who stayed back at homes yesterday have also joined the farmer unions who are protesting at the Shambhu border. The farmers continuously say that they want to go to New Delhi to press for their demands which have not been met yet. With camera person Aman Gupta, this is Manjeet Sehgal at Shambhu border for India Today.
संदेशखाली में जिस प्रकार से अत्याचार हो रही है, लोग जिस प्रकार हाहाकार कर रहे हैं, उनके साथ रहने के लिए, खड़ा होने के लिए कोई नहीं है। राज्य सरकार नहीं है, ना तो मुख्यमंत्री, ना कोई नेता, कोई मंत्री वहाँ तो नहीं पहुँचा है, क्योंकि जो अत्याचार कर रहे हैं उनके पार्टी के लोग हैं। और जिनका ऊपर अत्याचार हो, हाहाकार कर रहे हैं महिलाओं, उनको साथ देने के जो जा रहा है उसका ऊपर ज़बरदस्ती किया जा रहा है। वहाँ 144 लागू करके लोगों को जाने का रोका जा रहा है। आज कोर्ट ने उसका विरोध में उसको वैकेट करने के लिए बोला है। तो मुझे लग रहा है कि ये भी प्रमाण हो गया कि ज़बरदस्ती रोका जा रहा है। उस क्षेत्र के मुक्तांचल बना करके और कानून व्यवस्था को खराब बंद करके लोगों के ऊपर अत्याचार हो रही है।
पश्चिम बंगाल में ये कहना गलत नहीं होगा, आज वहां की जनता कह रही है जंगल राज कैसा होता है, बिल्कुल ममता राज जैसा होता है। जंगल राज कैसा होता है, बिल्कुल ममता राज जैसा होता है। जहां पे पुलिस बल के शस्त्र तो झुक जाते हैं, महिलाओं के साथ बलात्कार होता है, जनजातीय समुदाय की महिलाओं को प्रताड़ित किया जाता है, लेकिन टीएमसी के गुंडों के पास अस्त्र शस्त्र होते हैं, बंदूकें होती हैं।
It's day 2 of the Delhi Chalo protest by farmers from Punjab. Undeterred, protesting farmers have resumed their march towards the national capital today. Hundreds of tractor trolleys were seen lined up at the Shambhu border on the Punjab-Haryana front. Police personnel again resorted to firing tear gas at protesters, including from drones, to deter them from approaching the barricades. However, farmers remain resolute. Here's the latest that our reporters found from the ground.
Staying put at the Haryana-Punjab border, surrounded by heavy security. On the second day of the farmers' Delhi Chalo protest, attention remained centered around Shambhu border. Tear gas was sporadically deployed, echoing the prolonged protest at Singhu border in 2020-21. Farmers geared up for an extended stay at the heavily guarded Shambhu site along the Haryana border.
Just look at the smoke. Haryana police is continuously targeting the protesters and firing the tear gas shells. Just look at this tear gas shell which fell below the road where the farmers have gathered. Now the police is targeting the farmers who are standing in the middle of this field located on both sides of the national highway.
Employing a Desi anti-drone tactic. As Haryana police deployed UAVs over the protest area, farmers flew kites, hoping to ensnare police drones with their strings.
Innovative techniques being used on the ground to combat Haryana police. Now, yesterday we reported how drones were being used by Haryana police to drop tear gas shells. To combat that, the farmers are flying kites. They suggest that the flying kites will disturb the movement of the drones, and that's something that will give them a sort of relief.
Meanwhile, the Punjab government strongly condemned Haryana police's use of drones to dispense tear gas within Punjab's borders.
ਇਹ ਟੋਟਲੀ ਗਲਤ ਹੈ। ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਜੰਗਲ ਰਾਜ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਅਨਾਰਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ, ਹਰਿਆਣਾ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਉਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਡੀਲ ਕਰ ਰਹੀ ਹੈ। ਐਜੀਟੇਸ਼ਨਾਂ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ, ਪਰ ਇਹ ਕੋਈ ਤਰੀਕਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਐਕਸੈਸਿਵ ਫੋਰਸ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਵਰਤੋਗੇ। ਡਰੋਨਾਂ ਕਦੇ ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਰੋਨਾਂ, ਹਿੰਦੁਸਤਾਨ ਇੱਕ ਘਰ ਹੈ, ਘਰਾਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਡਰੋਨਾਂ ਯੂਜ਼ ਹੁੰਦੀਆਂ ਕਦੇ ਦੇਖੀਆਂ ਸੀਗੀਆਂ? ਤਾਂ ਕਮਾਲ ਹੀ ਕਰ ਰੱਖੀ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ, ਸੋ ਬਹੁਤ ਗਲਤ ਹੋ ਰਿਹਾ ਹੈ।
Haryana authorities warned of escalating measures if peace is disrupted within the state.
और मुझे तो बहुत हैरानगी लग रही है कि पंजाब सरकार ने नोटिस जारी करा है कि हमारी सीमा में ड्रोन मत भेजो। ये हिंदुस्तान पाकिस्तान हो गया। और अमृतसर से ये जत्थे चले, आपने रास्ते में एक भी जगह रोकने की कोशिश नहीं की। इसका मतलब ये है कि आप दिल्ली को दहलाना चाहते हो।
Meanwhile, the broader Sanyukt Kisan Morcha assessed arrangements for its planned nationwide strike on Feb 16th. SKM leaders deliberated on Haryana Police's action against protesting farmers. Another union announced intentions to halt train services for 4 hours in Punjab on Thursday to express solidarity with the demonstrators. Tear gas canisters continued to rain down on the Shambhu site as authorities attempted to disperse the protests.
ये इस वक्त जहां मैं मौजूद हूँ, ये शंभू बॉर्डर है। एक्सक्लूसिव तस्वीरें मैं आपको दिखा रहा हूँ। देखिए सामने की तरफ हरियाणा पुलिस और रैपिड एक्शन फोर्स के जवान मौजूद हैं, जबकि सामने की तरफ किसान मौजूद हैं और लगातार वहां से एक के बाद एक कई बार आंसू गैस के गोले वो छोड़े जा रहे हैं लगातार।
The central government urged farmers to keep dialogue channels open.
किसान संगठनों को यही कहूँगा कि किसी राजनीति से प्रेरित होकर नहीं, बल्कि किसान और किसान परिवारों की चिंता लगातार सरकार की है और करेगी, बल्कि हमें यह कोशिश करना चाहिए कि हम इसके सारे पक्षों का ध्यान रखें और उस पर चर्चा करें।
The farmers' protest stems from a deadlock over the demand for legislation guaranteeing minimum support prices for crops. Though progress has been achieved on various other agricultural issues raised by the farmers.
अभी बातें आ रही हैं कि सरकार बोल रही है कि ये जो एमएसपी खरीद की गारंटी का कानून है ये बन नहीं सकता इतनी जल्दी। जिन फसलों के ऊपर आप एमएसपी दे रहे हैं पहले से अनाउंस करते हैं, कुछ की खरीद करते हैं, बाकियों की खरीद नहीं करते। हम तो इतना ही कह रहे हैं ना, उसके ऊपर लीगल गारंटी दे दीजिए भी उस एमएसपी से नीचे हमारी फसल ना बने। तो इसमें कमेटी का तो सवाल नहीं है।
Over 200 kilometers away, the sealing of borders and extensive police barricades in New Delhi resulted in severe traffic congestion for a second consecutive day in the city. Meanwhile, at Shambhu border, protesters stood their ground, at least for now. Bureau Report, India Today.
And right before the big election of 2024, you can only imagine how politicized the farmer protests have gotten. Politics continues. India Today also has a document that shows that the UPA government, the Congress party which led the UPA government, remember, has made a big deal out of the farmer protests, saying Rahul Gandhi announcing that MSP guarantee will happen in all Congress-ruled states should they come to power, and centre also, it's a guarantee. But the strange thing is that the Congress-led UPA government happens to have rejected this very same recommendation from the Swaminathan Committee report in 2010 when it was in government. At that time, the UPA government had told Parliament to defend its decision that a 50% hike in MSP would distort the market. Now they've completely changed their view owing to political considerations. This comes just a day after Rahul Gandhi and Congress chief Kharge promised MSP if voted to power. That's how short-sighted and shallow electoral politics always is.
Tensions mount on Punjab-Haryana border. The march to Delhi by thousands of farmers stands blocked by the Haryana police. The demand for mandatory minimum support price for 23 crops and MSP calculation as per Swaminathan Commission formula has triggered a political showdown. While the BJP had called for talks, the Congress has promised MSP if they come to power. India Today has accessed a 2010 reply by the UPA government on MSP. The government then had informed Rajya Sabha that the recommendation on MSP by Swaminathan Commission was not accepted. The government then said that the MSP is recommended by the Commission for Agricultural Costs and Prices based on objective criteria and considering a variety of relevant factors. It claimed that prescribing an increase of at least 50% on cost may distort the market.
दूसरी मीटिंग जून 3, 2010 को हुई।
The Congress defended itself, claiming 175 of the 201 recommendations by the Swaminathan Commission were accepted by the UPA government.
2012 में हुई, हम अपनी गलतियां सुधारने को तैयार बैठे हैं। प्रधानमंत्री ने प्रधानमंत्री बनने से पहले 2014 में प्रचार के दौरान ऊंची आवाज में चिल्लाते हुए कहा था, इनपुट कॉस्ट प्लस 50% MSP मैं दूंगा। 10 साल हो गए इस बात को, क्यों नहीं दे रहे? स्वामीनाथन कमीशन की 201 सिफारिशों में से 175 हमने लागू की।
The face-off comes just a day after Rahul Gandhi announced that the Congress will guarantee MSP as a Swaminathan Commission prescribes if the party comes to power.
इंडिया की सरकार आएगी तो हम MSP की गारंटी हिंदुस्तान के किसानों को देंगे। जो स्वामीनाथन रिपोर्ट में लिखा है वो हम पूरा करके आपको दे देंगे।
Hitting back at the Congress, the BJP accused the Granole Party of making false promises.
बहुत सारे राज्यों में इनकी सरकारें थी, वहाँ क्या किया? केंद्र में इनकी सरकार 60 साल रही, तब इन्होंने क्या किया? राहुल गांधी जी, आपकी गारंटियां तो हर राज्य में फेल हो रही, जहाँ जहाँ दी थी एक साल में लोग सड़कों पर उतर आए हैं।
With just a couple of months left for the 2024 Lok Sabha polls, politics of a farm protest is escalating. Bureau Report, India Today.
And round 3 of talks between the farmer unions and the Modi government begin very shortly. From now, all eyes are on whether some kind of a breakthrough can be achieved. The farm union leaders will be meeting representatives of the Modi government at 6 p.m. The farmers and the Modi government meeting is to take place in Chandigarh very, very shortly. 6 p.m. This will be the third round of talks after the first 2 rounds of talks have in effect failed to avert the kind of Delhi Chalo march that we're seeing right now. So we'll keep you posted on what happens as far as that meeting in Chandigarh is concerned. We're slipping into a very short break. On the other side, a video that has disturbed people all across the country and the world. It's a video from Thane near Mumbai, where a veterinary volunteer is seen thrashing a pet dog. Thrashing a pet dog. Why did he do this? Who is this man? And what has happened to him? We'll tell you when we come back.
Vivek Oberoi joining us here in India today. You're here in Abu Dhabi. What brings you here? You've seen the temple, you told me.
Beautiful, incredible temple. I've come here many times before. I've had the opportunity, the good fortune to do seva in this mandir while it was being constructed. But every time I come, it fills me with new joy. And BAPS, the organization that has built this, has done this seva at 1,200 places in the world. But I have to say that in the desert sun, the way this shines, it's a shining example of a bridge between two countries, to religions, to people. The government of UAE, His Highness the Sheikh, they have to be commended, they have to be appreciated for the largeness of heart, for their generosity, for their contribution towards this mandir and to make it a reality along with Modi ji.
I know you're not a foreign affairs expert or a strategic expert, but I have to ask you, what do you think is the significance? Great. What do you think is the significance of having this kind of a massive temple in the UAE, in the Middle East?
Well, it has multiple significances. I think one is a cultural significance. Our cultures have been connected for hundreds of years. We've had trade, we've enjoyed relationships. We never translated them into political relationships. The last decade has been exceptional in the translation and the growth of a very strong political bond between our countries, between the UAE and India. The UAE is a great entry point into all of the Middle East. I think that this has already started redefining the relationship between India and the Middle East. So I think it has multiple significances, and this stands as a shining example.
I'm going to have you on my show the next time as a guest, but thank you very much. Thank you.
23 साल होने जा रहे हैं। मैंने 13 साल भारत के एक बड़े स्टेट गुजरात की सरकार में रहते हुए लोगों की सेवा की है और अब मुझे सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट में देशवासियों की सेवा करते हुए 10 साल होने जा रहे हैं। मैं मानता हूं कि सरकार का अभाव भी नहीं होना चाहिए और सरकार का दबाव भी नहीं होना चाहिए, बल्कि मैं तो ये मानता हूं कि लोगों की जिंदगी में सरकार का दखल कम से कम हो, ये सुनिश्चित करना भी सरकार का ही काम है। हम अक्सर कई एक्सपर्ट्स को सुनते हैं कि कोविड के बाद दुनिया भर में सरकारों पर भरोसा कम हुआ है।
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal has been summoned once again by the Enforcement Directorate. The ED has issued its 6th summons so far to Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi Party chief and Chief Minister of Delhi. He's been summoned on the 19th of February. Needless to say, Arvind Kejriwal has not answered the last 5 summons that have taken place. He said that they are legally arbitrary and that the Enforcement Directorate is not being clear about why they are calling him and that he cannot be treated like a common criminal. The Delhi Chief Minister has skipped the last 5 ED summons in the Delhi liquor gate probe. The Aam Aadmi Party, remember, has called this entire investigation political vendetta. The ED has said this is merely procedure. So the 6th summons has gone to Chief Minister Kejriwal for February the 19th. We're awaiting a response from his office as well as the Aam Aadmi Party. We'll update you on that. Now to a story that's going viral on social media that has shocked and outraged people rightly across India and the world. I advise discretion while watching this video because it could be disturbing to most of you. But this video shows 2 staffers of a veterinary chain called Vetic beating and punching a pet dog at a clinic in Maharashtra's Thane near Mumbai. The clinic, ironically, specializes in pet care. A man who's filming the act was also seen landing blows on this helpless animal as it struggles but simply cannot fight back. This viral video has triggered outrage, anger on the internet. After a police complaint regarding the incident, both the accused, who are employees of Vetic, this veterinary care chain, have been arrested by the local police. And remember, in just a few minutes from now, the inaugural ceremony of the long-awaited Baps Mandir, the Hindu temple in the deserts of Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates, will kick off. It's a 3-hour ceremony that Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be presiding over. India Today's Akshita Nandagopal is fronting our coverage from the beautiful city of Abu Dhabi. She, in fact, is reporting from the temple. She's been inside the temple. She's been bringing us all that splendor from Abu Dhabi in the run-up. Akshita, all eyes now on the location. The beauty of that temple, already something that we've seen through your ground reports. Tell us about the preparations. Exciting build-up to the big ceremony now.
That's right, Shiv. Just moments to go for the Prime Minister to be here. This is the beautiful temple here in front of me. Last-minute preps that are underway right now. And I'm going to continue getting you an exclusive sneak peek of what the temple looks like. The Prime Minister is expected over the next 15 to 20 minutes here. So on India Today, on the other side of a very, very short break, I'll be getting a special broadcast from Abu Dhabi, from the BAPS Hindu Mandir. So stay tuned for that. Joining you in just a bit.
अबू धाबी में आप लोगों ने नया इतिहास रच दिया है। आप लोग यूएई के कोने-कोने से आए हैं और भारत के भी अलग-अलग राज्यों से आए हैं। लेकिन सबके दिल जुड़े हुए हैं। इस ऐतिहासिक स्टेडियम में हर धड़कन कह रही है, भारत यूएई दोस्ती जिंदाबाद। हर सांस कह रही है, भारत यूएई दोस्ती जिंदाबाद। हर आवाज कह रही है, भारत यूएई। आप में से जो लोग बीते दिनों भारत गए, वो जानते हैं कि आज भारत में कितनी तेजी से बदलाव आ रहा है। आज भारत एक से बढ़कर एक आधुनिक एक्सप्रेस वे बना रहा है। आज भारत एक से बढ़कर एक नए एयरपोर्ट बनवा रहा है। आज भारत एक से बढ़कर एक नए रेलवे स्टेशन बनवा रहा है। आज भारत की पहचान नए आइडियाज, नए इनोवेशंस की वजह से बन रही है।
Co-powered by Green Lamb Laminates, कुछ मेरा कुछ तुम्हारा. Driven by the new Hyundai Creta, undisputed ultimate. Geo BP, you deserve more.